Hey everyone, it's Colleen with Artwork by Colleen. Today we're going to do a Monarch butterfly. As you can see here, I have some oranges, black, white, and some dark red, and I also have some yellow that I'm going to incorporate and mix in with the orange. I'm using the white for the little dots that are going around the edge of the wings. Obviously, I'm going to mix the orange up. That dark red and the lighter orange red are going to be mixed together. That is some cheap clay I got off of Amazon in a packet. I do not recommend it. Here's all the clay that I have rolled out now, so you get an idea of what it looks like. With the orange, to make it a little bit more flexible, I added a little bit of translucent. Now I'm going to take the red, the darker orange, and the lighter orange, and I'm going to make a Skinner blend. Later I'm going to do the orange and yellow to make another Skinner blend. So that's what it looks like with the three colors combined. And I'm going to stretch it out, and that's after going through the pasta machine. Now I'm going to run it, and I'm going to make a block. So we're going to come back with the accordion full block right here, and then I'm smoothing it out so that we can make the beginnings of each of the little pieces. To do that, I'm thinning it out. I'm thinning it out to about the size of one of those little tiny pieces that will be combined together to make the whole wing. Lengthening it out so that I have enough to be able to use for each of the pieces. There I'm starting, and I'm going to cut the first piece, thin it out, get it sort of to that shape that I want. As soon as that looks good, I'm going to get some black, and then I'm going to wrap that up. And now we have the first piece of the butterfly wing made, and it's all wrapped in black. There we go. The next thing to do is to make the next piece. Obviously, I cut another section, make the next piece, get it to fit properly. And this time I'm going to stick it to the first piece and just stick the black around it. I go ahead and wrap it again while it's still on there to make the next piece. Then I'm continuing here just to continue to make the pieces in order to fill up the butterfly wing. This is really different for me because for the first time I had a really long video. This took me a good while to make, and when I put the video together it seemed really boring, so I thought I would fast forward a lot of the work, and so I muted the whole thing and I'm doing a voiceover for it, but that's proving to be pretty weird as well. Anyway, I'm giving it my best shot. I hope you like this kind of a video too. We'll see how that comes out. We're getting it all built up now. And I got one more piece in there. It looks like I'm getting ready to put together. And that should finalize that piece of it, the little piece on the end, so that I can combine it all. And that's going to be sort of the part of the wing that's going to go near his body. I like how it's a guy already, right? Anyway, the next thing to do is going to be to take some yellow. I also took some of the blended dark orange cane that I had done, the Skinner blend one, and I mixed that together. Next you'll see I have all these little pieces which are smaller cut up pieces of white wrapped, yellow wrapped, and I also did sort of a bullseye cane of the orange and red together to make some different colors for the little delicate pieces of the end of the wing. Right now I'm just building it onto there. What you want to do is put a couple of the pieces of color and then put some black over it. And then you're going to put some more pieces of color and put some more black over it. Keep building it like that. Those black strips that I'm using right there are on the thinnest of my pasta machine. The best way I've found to build the end like that to get it to look like you want it is to just put a layer of the little color and build those up, and then put some more black over it, build it up and put some more black over it. That way you can build it up a little at a time and get it to look the way you want it to. Of course, you know, like any of the other ones, you can always just print out a picture, do it a lot smaller than that huge one I have printed out there, and go ahead and fill it in just like I do the character canes. But I don't know, I just sometimes like to challenge myself to see if I can make a picture look like something just by looking at the picture. It's kind of fun. Sometimes frustrating, but for the most part, kind of fun. So there you can see it's getting a little bit bigger as we go along. I just about have it here the way I want it. I'm adding one more row of the white. There you can see that's done. And then I had this row piece of black. I made it a little bit thicker, like maybe a 3 on the pasta machine, just to give it some more definition there on the end. And I think we're going to call that top wing completed.
If you look at our picture,
it's not perfect, but I think it looks pretty close to the picture.
Perfect, but,
I mean, I feel comfortable with it anyway. And the next thing we're going to do after this one is we're going to start working on that bottom sort of triangular piece. By doing that, we're going to take the orange and yellow, as I talked about in the beginning of the video, and we're going to make another Skinner blend. I'm just cutting it up right now so I can get it set to do that. Okay, once again, here's what I come up with the Skinner blend. I'm going to run it through the pasta machine, and then I'm going to come back and show you the block of accordion fold. Here we go. That's the accordion folded block. We're going to do the exact same thing that we did for the top part. To make this triangular part, we're going to thin it out and we're going to lengthen it up so that we can make the same little pieces put together to make this triangle. Now that the pieces are cut, we're going to do the same thing once again. We're going to put it together, shape it like we want to get it to the spot that we need. And then as soon as we get it formed like we want, then we're going to pull out the black clay once again and wrap it just as we did before. Now that we have the first piece just about wrapped, there we go. Now the first piece is done. Here I have it wrapped, but now I'm just pushing it into the shape that I really wanted to get it to look more like the piece that I'm trying to duplicate. I'm getting the second piece there, and I'm pushing it straight on before I've wrapped it in the black once again, because just like before, I'm going to fit it around because the whole thing doesn't need to be wrapped, just the part that's not touching the first original piece. And then this is just going to continue on. You can watch it in sort of a quick motion there. That I'm just shaping the pieces, fitting them together, and building the bottom part of the wing. It takes a few minutes, but all in all, it's a pretty easy process to do. While you can see the cane is just being built right now, or not the cane, but rather the bottom wing piece is just being built right now by putting all the small little pieces together. I just wanted to mention, I'd like to get some feedback from y'all, good or bad, just so I'll know for the future. If you prefer seeing the video done this way, where it's super fast forwarded through, or do you prefer the way I normally do it? The only reason I didn't do it that way is because when I put this video together, it was almost an hour long. I was bored watching it, and I'm the one who made it, so I felt like everybody would be bored watching that much of a video, so I tried to shorten it up as much as I could, but still give you as much information as I could on exactly how to do it. Turns out I was running a little bit low, and I thought I wasn't going to have enough to finish this bottom wing section. So I kind of improvised it a little bit. But I think in the end, it makes it work. You know, after you put each one, then you got to wrap it with the black clay to give it that defined look. And it really just makes it pop more than anything else, I think. I mean, I guess if you wanted to use another color, you could. But to me, it just really makes it pop. I decided to go ahead to combine and use a piece of the darker orange blend that I had made earlier for the top wing to put it along the top piece, as you can see that I'm pointing out right there. It was twofold. It's one, because I think it helped blend just fine, and the second reason I did it is I think it made it a good color blend. Now, that being said, both those pieces are done. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom of this piece of the wing as we did on the side of the other piece of wing. And we're going to add the little pieces of white. You can see I'm doing that right now. Then, just like I did before, I'm going to put a row of the black and white, push it across there. Then I'm going to make another row of the white. Now, I went and did the white pieces pretty much on top of the other white pieces, like one behind each other, because that's the way it looked like on the wing. So that's why I did it that way. At this point, you have 2 completed wing pieces, which makes half of a butterfly. If I was going to put a butterfly onto one of my designs, I would just cut 2 slices of each one, flip them over, and you would have an entire butterfly. And in doing so, I would take a tiny piece of the black clay, roll it out, and just make a body. However, since I want to incorporate this into my new upcoming flower compilation cane, I decided that I should go ahead and make a body for it as well. So I started to make this body. It's going to be about 2 thicknesses of clay. But then I realized that there was a little white strip in the middle of his body, so I literally went and put the white strip in and then folded it back onto itself. But then he's got a head that needs to have some of the little white dots that correlate with the bottom of his wings. So I decided I would go ahead and make the head, push it out, make it sort of into some sort of the shape, then roll out the white clay really thin and put little rolls of white clay all over that, and then wrap it. I put it on top of the body, and there you go. That's the head. So that's an entire half a cane. However, I feel like it's not quite complete yet because I haven't shown you how to reduce it. So I'm going to start reducing them. And just to show you, in the reduction, you just want to do slow and steady and just keep it going. You want to keep pressing it from all angles so that you don't mess it up. And here you have a finished Monarch butterfly. I'm really happy with it. I think it came out pretty well. I'm showing you the pieces there that I made. I still only made 2 long wing pieces because I still feel like I'm going to cut them smaller when I go to do the compilation. I may end up also making different size butterflies, and I may end up making this one a lot smaller altogether. As always, I appreciate your continued support of my channel. I would appreciate if you aren't already subscribed to subscribe to my channel and to like this video, as well as supporting me on my Patreon website that I have a link to in my descriptions. That way I can keep providing these free.